ancient cathedral in northern Europe, a life-size statue of Jesus on the cross attracted a vast number of devotees from all over. They believed that this sacred place would hear their prayers and make their wishes come true. Pilgrims flocked to the cathedral in droves, their pleas echoing through the hallowed space. The doorkeeper of the cathedral witnessed this scene day after day. Feeling a deep sorrow for the suffering of Jesus on the cross, he longed to share even a small part of that burden with him. One day, he boldly expressed his desire before the statue of Jesus. To his surprise, a voice spoke, "Very well, I will come down and be the doorkeeper while you take my place on the cross. But there is one condition. No matter what you see or hear, you must not say a word." The man felt confident he could fulfill this request, thinking it was a simple task. So Jesus descended, and the doorkeeper took his place on the cross. Since the statue was life-size, there was little difference in appearance, and the pilgrims who came to pray did not suspect anything. The man, as promised, remained silent while pretending to be Jesus. The stream of people coming and going never ceased. They prayed for various things, some reasonable, some not. But no matter what, the doorkeeper playing the role of Jesus held his tongue, reminding himself of his vow. One day, a wealthy merchant came to pray, and after finishing, he forgot to take his bag with him. The doorkeeper saw this and wanted to call the merchant back, but ultimately restrained himself, staying silent. Later, a poor man in tattered clothes arrived, praying to Jesus to help him overcome his hardships. As he was about to leave, he noticed the large bag, opened it, and found it full of money. Overjoyed, he praised Jesus for answering his prayers, thanked him profusely, and left. On the cross, the doorkeeper witnessed all of this and wanted to speak out, to tell the poor man that the money wasn't his, but remembering his vow, he kept silent. Next, a young man entered, preparing to embark on a sea voyage, and prayed to Jesus for good fortune and safety. Just as the young man was about to leave, the merchant returned, grabbing the young man's cloak, accusing him of stealing the money. The young man was bewildered, and the two began to argue loudly. At this point, the doorkeeper, unable to bear it any longer, broke his silence and explained the situation. The merchant then went off to find the poor man and reclaim his money, while the young man hurried away to catch his ship. At that moment, the real Jesus emerged, pointing to the cross, and said, "Come down. You are not fit to bear that position." The doorkeeper protested, "But I revealed the truth and upheld justice. Wasn't that the right thing to do?" Jesus replied, "What do you really know? The merchant did not need the money. It was only for indulgence. But for the poor man, it was a lifeline for his family. And the young man, he is the most pitiful. If the merchant had delayed him, he might have been saved. But now that he has gone to the ship, it will soon be lost to the sea." Hearing this, the doorkeeper was left speechless. Life is like a symphony, with soaring high notes and deep, resonant low notes, sometimes flowing smoothly, sometimes bursting with intensity. We often yearn for cheerful melodies and uplifting notes, only to be disappointed and disheartened when life unexpectedly plays melancholic tunes and somber notes. We readily blame fate, lamenting the unfairness of life for not granting us our desires. But have we truly grasped the hidden meaning behind each note, each melody that life is performing? Sometimes a closed door is not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. Behind that closed door, there might be another one wide open, inviting us into a world brimming with new opportunities and experiences. Sometimes failure is not the end, but a stepping stone for us to move forward, a valuable lesson that helps us mature and become stronger. Our ancestors used to say, "Every cloud has a silver lining." This saying serves as a profound reminder that everything happens for a reason, and whether it's favorable or adverse, it holds lessons and opportunities for us to grow and improve ourselves. Let's learn to trust in the arrangements of life, to believe that everything that happens is for the best. When we go with the flow, no longer trying to force or resist what's happening, we will find true peace and happiness. Before we delve into today's lesson, I would be deeply grateful if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as it is a great source of motivation for me to create more helpful videos. Now let's embark on today's journey of discovery together. Have you ever felt like life is a series of endless challenges drowning you in negative emotions? Do you wish to find an inner strength to overcome all difficulties and maintain an optimistic spirit? If your answer is yes, then this video is just for you. Join me as we explore the secrets to cultivating optimism in every situation, no matter what challenges life may throw your way. Together, we will delve into strategies, mindsets, and habits that help you build a resilient spirit, a heart full of faith, and a fulfilling life. No matter where you are on your life journey, believe that you have the power to change your perspective and turn hardships into opportunities for growth. Get ready to discover the hidden strength within you and step into a life full of light and hope. Start right now and let optimism become your wonderful companion on every path you take. Before we begin, let's understand how the brain works and why negative thoughts so easily take control, often beyond our ability to manage. In fact, each of us possesses two systems of thinking. The first system operates automatically and unconsciously, stemming from deeply ingrained experiences and memories. It often manifests as familiar thoughts or defensive reactions to known situations, as if the brain is reminding us, "We've been through this before," or "Be careful, danger is lurking." This system functions energy efficiently, requiring no deep contemplation. It simply applies what it already knows to the present situation, regardless of whether it is still relevant. For instance, if you have experienced fear in the past when faced with a similar situation, this system may trigger that fear again, urging you to run away. However, these automatic thoughts are not always helpful. They are just the brain's way of choosing the easiest path, not necessarily the right one. To grow and develop, we need to train our second thinking system, the conscious system, where we have the ability to control, shape, and create our own thoughts and actions, free from automatic reactions. Of course, most of our lives operate according to the first unconscious and automatic system. But the most successful individuals, those who achieve remarkable accomplishments, understand that they need to train their minds to overcome negative automatic thoughts, replacing them with positive, confident, and resilient thoughts, leading to the right decisions for their lives. So, how do we achieve this? One simple way is to understand the mechanism behind the formation of automatic thoughts. According to Stoic philosophy, negative thoughts and repeated emotions arise because we have given them too much attention and time. In other words, we have inadvertently nurtured these thoughts by valuing and thinking about them excessively. This has both positive and negative aspects. The negative aspect is that if we keep obsessing over negative things, our minds will automatically repeat them more and more often. But the positive aspect is that we can apply this principle to nurture positive thoughts. By focusing on good things, positive questions, and positive approaches to life, we can gradually change our way of thinking. To achieve this, the first step is to become aware of where our thoughts are. Continuously ask yourself, where are my thoughts right now? Are they supporting me? Or are they just automatic negative reactions that don't help my life? By paying attention and being aware, we can start to control our thoughts and direct them in a more positive direction. Number 2, actively install positivity into your mind. Now let's move on to the second part of the exercise, a crucial step in transforming your mindset and becoming the best version of yourself. Take a moment to reflect and choose 3 words that represent the ideal person you aspire to be. These 3 words should be your core values, the qualities you cherish and wish to embody in your daily life. For example, I've chosen the words dedicated, creative, and courageous. To truly embed these values into your mind and make them your guiding principles, turn them into constant reminders. You can set them as your phone wallpaper, write them on a sticky note, and place it somewhere visible, or even set them as notifications on your phone, as I have done. Whenever these reminders pop up, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, this is the real me. I need to focus on living in alignment with these values, instead of letting negative thoughts influence my mood and actions. Separating yourself from negative thoughts and focusing on your ideal self may sound simple, but in reality, it's not always easy. Many people feel frustrated and powerless when negative thoughts keep repeating in their minds. However, remember that we all have unconscious thoughts, and the important thing is that we have the ability to control and direct them. Even those struggling with mental health issues can receive help to change how they perceive and react to past events, thereby learning to use their minds to make more positive decisions and actions. So, don't be discouraged by negative thoughts. Persist in training your mind. Actively seek and focus on the good things in life, and continuously strive towards the best version of yourself. Remember, you have the power to change how you think and feel, and when you do, you will open the door to a life filled with meaning, happiness, and success. Before we move on to Lesson 3, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you won't miss any future videos. And if you love this content as much as I do, leave a comment saying, "Good fortune will come to me." Let's learn and improve our lives together. Number 3, focus on the positive. Begin by shifting your perspective on life, a perspective honed by the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Instead of letting your mind get caught up in the whirlwind of negativity, actively direct your attention towards positive possibilities. Trust that in every situation, even the most difficult, there are glimmers of opportunity and potential. View each challenge as a gift from life, a chance to forge resilience and discover your hidden capabilities. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Don't let obstacles deter you. Transform them into stepping stones that lead you to success. Worry, a silent enemy, not only erodes health and happiness, but also clouds your vision. In Stoic philosophy, worry is a natural reaction, but not a helpful one. Instead of letting worry consume your mind, learn to accept what is beyond your control and focus on what you can influence. Liberate your mind from the burdens of anxiety and stress. Before sleep, take a moment to practice a simple ritual. Visualize your worries dissolving like passing clouds, leaving behind a clear and peaceful sky. Nurture hope and set clear, specific goals for yourself. By identifying what you want to achieve in life, you'll have a guiding light, helping you navigate through difficulties and move forward. Remember, goals are not just destinations, but also motivations for continuous effort and growth. And finally, remember that life is a personal journey, and there is no single right path for everyone. Explore and choose the path that aligns with your values and passions. With perseverance, effort, and a positive spirit, you will overcome all challenges and achieve remarkable accomplishments. Let Stoic philosophy be your trusted companion on your life's journey. By changing your perspective on the world, you will find the strength and peace to face any storm and fully enjoy the good things life has to offer. Are you still with me? If so, please comment with the number 3 so I know I'm not alone on this journey. Number 4, stop worrying about what you can't control. Life is like a rushing river, constantly flowing, carrying unexpected ups and downs and changes. In this flow, we often get caught up in worries about the future, regrets about the past, or events beyond our control. These worries are like dark clouds that obscure our minds, causing us to lose joy and peace in life. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, offers us a profound perspective to deal with these anxieties. According to Stoic philosophers, true happiness and peace don't come from controlling everything around us, but from learning to accept what we cannot change. Imagine life as a chess game. There are pieces we can control, but there are also pieces in the opponent's hands. We cannot change the opponent's moves, but we can choose how to react and make the best decisions based on the current situation. Similarly, in life, there are events and circumstances beyond our control. Instead of wasting time and energy worrying, focus on what we can master, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. One of the core principles of Stoicism is distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. As Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." For instance, you cannot control the weather, but you can control how you prepare for it. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. You cannot control the past, but you can control how you learn from it and move towards the future. When facing difficulties and challenges, remember that worry is not the solution. Worry only depletes energy, causes stress, and makes you lose the ability to see problems clearly. Instead of worrying, accept reality. See difficulties as opportunities to cultivate resilience and seek viable solutions. The story of Socrates, one of the greatest philosophers of ancient Greece, is a prime example of the Stoic spirit. When wrongly sentenced to death, he did not show fear or despair. Instead, he calmly accepted his fate and spent his last days conversing with friends, sharing his philosophy of life. Socrates taught us that even in the most difficult circumstances, we can still find peace and meaning in life by accepting what cannot be changed and focusing on true values. Another important principle of Stoicism is focusing on the present. The past is gone, the future is not yet here. Only the present truly exists. When we spend too much time regretting the past or worrying about the future, we miss out on the precious moments of the present. Learn to appreciate what you have, enjoy every moment of life, spend time with loved ones, do what you're passionate about, and explore new things around you. When your mind is focused on the present, you will feel more peaceful and happier. As Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and also a Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "No one can stop you from living according to your own reason. Remember, you have the power to choose how you react to events in life. You can choose to worry and fear, or you can choose to remain calm, accept, and seek opportunities in difficulties. Life doesn't always go as we wish. There will be times when we encounter difficulties and challenges beyond our control. However, by applying Stoic philosophy, we can learn to accept what cannot be changed, focus on the present, and find peace within ourselves. Happiness is not a destination but a journey, and in that journey, acceptance and gratitude will be your trusted companions, helping you overcome all storms and fully enjoy the good things life has to offer. Number 5. Proactively create joy. Happiness is not a destination, but a state of mind that we can actively create and nurture. To begin experiencing joy and contentment in life, the first step is the desire and determination to seek happiness. However, We often tend to dwell on negative thoughts, sadness, and resentment. To change this, dedicate time each day, even if it's just 15-20 minutes or even 1 to 2 hours, to detach yourself from the stresses and pressures of life. These can be moments of stillness for meditation, yoga, reading, or simply relaxing your body and mind. According to Norman Vincent Peale, author of the famous book, The Power of Positive Thinking, we can form a habit of happiness by consistently thinking positive and optimistic thoughts. Conversely, if we constantly focus on negative thoughts, they will gradually become ingrained in our minds and affect our emotions and behaviors. To create inner happiness, we need to actively eliminate negative thoughts and replace them with positive ones. When negative emotions like sadness, anger, or resentment arise, redirect your thoughts towards good things, happy memories, or goals you're working towards. Sometimes changing our thoughts is not easy, especially when we're accustomed to negative thinking. However, be persistent and don't give up. Try positive activities like listening to upbeat music, exercising, meeting friends, or doing things you love. Initially, it might feel forced, but gradually these activities will help you feel better and create a positive shift in your mindset. Open your eyes and observe the world around you. There are so many beautiful and magical things happening that we often overlook. The warm sunshine, the chirping of birds, the smiles of loved ones. All are precious gifts that life offers us. If you want to feel happy, start by desiring happiness and actively seeking it. Change the way you think. Change the way you perceive the world, and you will see your life change for the better. Happiness is a choice, and you have the absolute right to choose happiness for yourself. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so we can continue this journey together in discovering inner strength. Number 6, change the perspective on things. Amidst the bustling streets of a small Indian village where colorful houses stood side by side. Amidst the bustling streets of a small Indian village where colorful houses stood side by side under the scorching sun, lived an old woman named Indira. She lived alone in a small house, spending her days sitting on the porch, quietly observing the passers-by. But there was something that set her apart from others. She was always immersed in tears. Whether it was sunny or rainy, she couldn't hold back her sorrowful tears. One afternoon, as the monsoon winds blew through carrying moisture, a young man named Arjun passed by the old woman's house. Seeing Indira sitting alone and crying, Arjun stopped and inquired, "Dear lady, what grieves you so deeply? What troubles you to shed so many tears?" The old woman looked up at Arjun with sad eyes, her voice choked with emotion. "Young man, I have 2 daughters. The elder, Priya, sells saris at the eastern market, while the younger, Rani, sells umbrellas at the western market. Whenever it's sunny, I worry about Rani not being able to sell her umbrellas. And when it rains, I feel sorry for Priya because her saris will get wet." Arjun listened, then smiled and said, "Dear lady, do you realize that your tears are unintentionally overshadowing your daughter's joy? Instead of worrying, why don't you think that when the sun shines, Priya will sell many saris, and when it rains, Rani will sell many umbrellas?" Arjun's words were like a glimmer of light in Indira's mind. She realized that she had been so blinded by worry that she had forgotten that life always holds good things in store. From that day on, Indira stopped crying. She learned to accept the things she couldn't change and found joy in the little things. Whenever it was sunny, she would think of Priya busily selling saris, and whenever it rained, she would think of Rani happily selling umbrellas. She even spent time decorating her porch with vibrant marigolds. Gradually, a smile returned to the old woman's face. She became cheerful, more optimistic, and inspired those around her. The story of Indira reminds us that happiness doesn't lie in controlling everything, but in how we perceive and embrace life. you see how we perceive and face situations can make a significant difference in our lives. Instead of dwelling on negativity and despair, try shifting your perspective and seeking the positive aspects hidden within each challenge. Firstly, view challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. Every difficulty brings us valuable lessons about life, ourselves, and those around us. By overcoming challenges, we become stronger, more resilient, and gain more experience to face future difficulties. Secondly, seek out the positive in every negative situation. Whether it's losing a job, a breakup, or failing in a project, always remember that there's a silver lining in every cloud. It could be an opportunity to find a better job, a healthier relationship, or a new direction for your career. Thirdly, focus on what you can control. In every situation, there are always factors beyond our control. Instead of worrying and fearing those things, concentrate on what you can do to improve the situation. Set small goals, take one step at a time, and believe in your abilities. Fourthly, seek support from those around you. Don't hesitate to share your difficulties with family, friends, or trusted individuals. Their encouragement and support will help you feel stronger and more motivated to overcome challenges. Finally, always maintain faith in yourself and in life. Believe that every difficulty can be overcome and that after the rain comes sunshine. When you have a positive and optimistic attitude, you will attract good things to yourself and create a more fulfilling life. For example, when you lose your job, instead of dwelling on disappointment and worry, see it as a chance to find a new job that better suits your interests and abilities. Take advantage of this time to improve your skills, learn new things, and expand your network. Or when you face a setback in business, instead of blaming circumstances or others, acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and find ways to rectify them. Believe that failure is just a temporary step back and you can absolutely get back up and keep moving forward. Changing your perspective on things is not easy, but it's entirely achievable with enough determination and perseverance. Remember, your attitude greatly influences the quality of your life. When you choose to focus on the positive, you will find the strength and joy to overcome any obstacle and live a more meaningful life. If you're interested in this part, please comment with the number 6 to let me know. If not, please subscribe to the channel to watch other valuable videos. Number 7. Learn to adapt to new life. Every day, in an ancient forest, there stood a majestic old tree that had weathered countless seasons of rain and sun. One day, the sound of an axe echoed, and the tree fell under the skillful hands of a talented carpenter. From its sturdy trunk, the carpenter crafted 3 identical wooden barrels, each destined for a different fate. The first barrel was used to store fertilizer. It carried an unpleasant odor, causing anyone who passed by to wrinkle their nose, and it was left in a dark, damp corner. The second barrel was used to store clean, cool water. It became an indispensable household item, cherished and valued by everyone. The third barrel was used to age fine wine. Its fragrant aroma spread far and wide, making it a coveted item in luxurious banquets. These 3 barrels, though sharing the same origin and form, had vastly different destinies solely because of what they held inside. The barrel holding fertilizer was shunned and neglected. The one holding water was loved, and the one holding wine was esteemed and treasured. The story of the 3 barrels makes us reflect on our own lives. Aren't we like those barrels, each containing different values within? Some live dull, uninspiring lives, scorned by others. Some lead useful lives, loved and respected by many. And then there are those who, through their talent and intellect, create exceptional value, leaving a lasting impression on the world. What creates these differences? It's what we hold inside. If our hearts are filled with negative, petty, selfish thoughts, Our lives will be as dark and gloomy as the barrel holding fertilizer, but if we nurture good values and live usefully, our lives will be as bright and refreshing as the barrel holding water, or as rich and alluring as the barrel holding wine. This story also reminds us not to let outdated, backward notions hinder our pursuit of happiness. Life constantly changes, and we must adapt. Keep learning, improving yourself, and expanding your horizons to discover new values and new opportunities. Only then can we live a meaningful, fulfilling life and shine like a barrel of fine wine. Life is a journey of constant change, and each new day brings different opportunities and challenges. To live a full and meaningful life, we must learn to adapt to these changes. Adapting is not just about accepting change, but actively seeking new opportunities, exploring new aspects of ourselves, and continuously growing. Start by opening your mind and embracing new things with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, try new things, and discover your hidden potential. View each change as an opportunity to learn, experience, and grow. Change your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing failure as an end, see it as an essential part of the learning and growing process. Each time you fall, get back up, learn the lesson, and keep moving forward. Cultivate a positive and optimistic attitude. When facing difficulties, believe in your ability and look for viable solutions. Remember, after the rain comes the sunshine, and every challenge brings us a chance to become stronger. Connect with those around you, sharing your thoughts and feelings. The support and encouragement from loved ones will help you overcome difficulties and find joy in life. Lastly, always remember that life is a precious gift. Cherish every moment, enjoy the good things, and keep learning and growing to become the best version of yourself. Number 8. Ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? Life is a long journey filled with countless events, challenges, and unexpected joys. Along this journey, it's inevitable that we'll encounter difficulties, worries, and even despair. These anxieties can stem from various sources: work pressure, relationship troubles, financial issues, health concerns, or simply negative thoughts about ourselves and the future. When faced with difficulties, we tend to magnify the problem, making it seem larger and more daunting than it actually is. We worry about what might happen, the potential consequences, and the worst-case scenarios. These worries not only affect our mood and health, but also hinder us from enjoying the precious moments of life. So, how can we overcome these anxieties and rediscover inner peace? One effective method many people use is the technique of asking, will this matter in 10 years? This question has a magical power in helping us see the problem more objectively and clearly. When faced with a challenge or a difficult decision, pause for a moment and ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? If the answer is no, then perhaps the issue isn't worth excessive worry. Time has the power to heal all wounds. What you consider important today might become insignificant in a decade. Try looking back at your past worries. How many of them still bother you today? Probably very few or even none. This shows that most of our worries are unnecessary and only waste our time and energy. By applying this question, you'll realize that many things in life aren't worth worrying about. For example, you might be worried about not getting a promotion, but will it still matter in 10 years? Maybe by then, you'll have found a better job, or you'll have realized that your career isn't everything in life. Or you might be worried about not having enough money to buy a new car, but will it still matter in 10 years? Maybe by then you'll have enough money to buy a better car. Or you'll have realized that happiness doesn't come from material possessions. By asking, will this matter in 10 years? You'll learn to distinguish between what truly matters and what's not worth your concern. You'll focus on genuine values, long-term goals, and meaningful relationships. You'll no longer be caught up in the whirlwind of petty worries, but will have more time and energy to enjoy life and pursue your passions. However, the answer to this question isn't always no. Some issues are genuinely important and affect your future and happiness. In those cases, instead of worrying, find ways to address the problem positively and effectively. Remember, worrying doesn't solve problems. It only makes you more tired and distracted. The technique of asking, "Will this matter in 10 years?" is a valuable tool for managing emotions, reducing anxiety, and living a more peaceful and happy life. Apply this technique to your daily life and experience the positive changes it brings. Number 9. Learn to let go. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of unnecessary thoughts, emotions, and events. We cling to trivial things, unintentional words, and temporary setbacks, only to end up causing ourselves pain. But if we learn to let go and not take everything so seriously, we can find a lighter and more peaceful life. Letting go doesn't mean being indifferent or apathetic to life. It means putting everything in its proper place. It's understanding that not everything is equally important, not every word deserves attention, and not every failure is the end. When we learn to release unnecessary burdens, our souls become calmer and lighter. Learn to view things objectively without letting emotions dominate. When facing difficulties, calmly analyze the situation, identify the causes, and find solutions. Don't let negative thoughts overwhelm you. Always believe in your abilities and seek new opportunities. For example, when someone says hurtful words, instead of getting angry and retaliating, try putting yourself in their shoes to understand why they said it. Maybe they're going through a tough time, stressed, or simply don't know how to express their opinions tactfully. If you can view the issue objectively, you'll realize that their words aren't worth your concern or affecting your mood. Don't be too hard on yourself or others. Everyone makes mistakes and has shortcomings. Instead of criticizing and blaming, learn to forgive and be compassionate. When we know how to accept and love, we'll find joy and happiness in simple things. For instance, if you make a mistake at work, don't beat yourself up too much. Accept that mistakes are a part of life, learn from the experience, and strive to do better in the future. Letting go also means appreciating what you have, being grateful for those around you, and enjoying every moment of life. Don't let ambition, envy, or comparison overshadow true values. Slow down, appreciate the beauty of nature, listen to your heart, and cherish every precious moment. For example, instead of burying your head in work all day, spend time with loved ones. Take a walk in the park, read a good book, or simply meditate to listen to your breath. When we know how to let go, we find freedom and peace within our souls. We are no longer bound by negative thoughts, sorrowful emotions, or invisible pressures. We can live a more meaningful, fulfilling, and happier life. Changing our perspective is not easy, but it's entirely within our reach. Start with small things, like letting go of negative thoughts, accepting what cannot be changed, and focusing on the positive aspects of life. Gradually, you'll find your soul becoming lighter and more serene, and your life will be filled with joy and happiness. Number 10. View failure as a teacher. In life, no one can avoid difficulties, challenges, and failures. However, instead of seeing them as obstacles that hinder the path to success, we should view them as teachers that help us grow and perfect ourselves. Let's explore how to turn difficulties and failures into learning and development opportunities through specific examples. Difficulties and failures are not just temporary obstacles, but also opportunities for us to learn and grow. When facing challenges, we often have to overcome fear, insecurity, and sometimes pain, but it is precisely these experiences that help us cultivate patience, perseverance, and endurance. Thomas Edison, the famous inventor with over 1,000 patents, is a typical example of viewing difficulties and failures as teachers. Before successfully inventing the electric light bulb, Edison went through more than 10,000 failed experiments. When asked about these failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." It was thanks to these failures that he was able to find the right solution and create an invention that changed the world. Failure teaches us many valuable lessons that success cannot. When we fail, we learn to identify mistakes, understand ourselves and our surroundings better. This helps us develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, also experienced painful failures. In 1985, he was fired from the very company he founded. However, instead of sinking into failure, Jobs used this time to learn and grow. He founded a new company called Next and bought the animation studio Pixar. The experiences and lessons from his failures helped him return to Apple in 1997 and lead the company to become one of the largest technology corporations in the world. Facing difficulties and failures helps us build resilience. When going through challenges, we learn to stand up after each fall, not give up, and keep moving forward. This resilience is a crucial factor that helps us overcome all difficulties in life. J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series, faced many difficulties before achieving success. Before Harry Potter was published, she received dozens of rejection letters from publishers. In addition, she had to deal with personal hardships, including raising a child alone and living in poverty. However, Rowling did not give up. She continued writing, and eventually, the first Harry Potter book was published and became a global phenomenon. The difficulties and failures made Rowling stronger and more resilient. Difficulties and failures are not just obstacles, but also opportunities for us to explore new paths and develop new skills. When facing challenges, we need to be flexible and creative to find solutions. Walt Disney, the founder of the famous animation company Disney, also went through many failures in his career. He was once fired from his first job because he was said to lack imagination and have no good ideas. Later, his first company went bankrupt. However, Disney did not give up on his dream. He continued working hard and eventually created the famous Mickey Mouse character and opened Disneyland. The initial failures helped Disney learn and find the path to success. Difficulties and failures help us develop ourselves and become stronger. When facing challenges, we learn to be confident, courageous, and persistent. These experiences help us understand ourselves better and discover hidden potentials. Instead of viewing failure as a negative thing, we should change our perspective and see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. When we accept failure and learn from it, we become stronger and more capable of overcoming any difficulties. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, also experienced failures in his career. He was once cut from his high school basketball team. However, Jordan did not let this failure stop him. He continued to train hard and eventually became one of the greatest players in basketball history. Jordan once said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Difficulties and failures are not something we should fear or avoid. Instead, we should see them as invaluable teachers that help us learn, grow, and perfect ourselves. By changing our perspective on failure and learning from challenges, we can become stronger and achieve greater success in life. Life is a constantly changing journey, and each new day brings different opportunities and challenges. To live a fulfilling and meaningful life, we need to learn to adapt to those changes. Adapting is not just about accepting change, but also actively seeking new opportunities, exploring new aspects of ourselves, and continuously developing. Start by expanding your mind, welcoming new things with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, try things you've never done, and discover your hidden potentials. View each change as an opportunity to learn, to experience, and to grow. Change your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing failure as an end, view it as an integral part of the learning and development process. Each time you stumble, stand up, learn the lesson, and keep moving forward. Build a positive and optimistic attitude. When facing difficulties, believe in your abilities and look for feasible solutions. Remember, after the rain comes the sunshine, and each challenge brings us the opportunity to become stronger. Number 11. View things. Objectively, life is a turbulent journey filled with ups and downs and unpredictable events. In this ever-changing world, maintaining a calm and optimistic spirit is not easy. However, by cultivating the ability to view things objectively without judgment, without being entangled in gains and losses, joy and sorrow, we can find true peace and happiness. Objectivity is the ability to see things truthfully, unaffected by personal emotions or biases. When we view everything objectively, we can see the big picture, understand the causes and effects of events, and make wise and rational decisions. As a result, we reduce stress and anxiety, allowing us to assess problems clearly and find the best solutions. Viewing things objectively also helps us build better relationships with others. When we refrain from judging or evaluating others, we can understand and empathize with them more, thus building trust and connection. At the same time, objectivity helps us develop ourselves. By looking at our own mistakes and failures objectively, we can learn from our experiences and continuously improve. To cultivate the ability to view things objectively, we can apply several methods such as practicing mindfulness, asking questions, seeking information from various sources, and listening to others' opinions, including opposing views. For example, in the workplace, when faced with a failure, instead of blaming others or circumstances, reflect on your own mistakes, draw lessons, and find ways to improve. In relationships, when there is a conflict, instead of criticizing or blaming, try to understand the other person's perspective, find common ground, and work together to resolve the issue. In daily life, when encountering unfavorable events, instead of feeling sad or angry, accept reality, look for positive aspects, and keep moving forward. When we learn to view everything objectively, we will lead a calmer and happier life. We will no longer be swept away by negative emotions, but will be able to enjoy the good things life offers. We will have better relationships, achieve more success, and live a more meaningful life. Number 12. Negative thinking is a waste of our time. In life, no one can avoid negative thoughts. They can come from unfortunate experiences, work or study pressures, or strained relationships. However, if we do not know how to control and eliminate them, negative thoughts will become a silent but dangerous weapon, causing us not only to lose our joy of living, but also waste a lot of our precious time. Firstly, let's look at the negative impact that negative thinking brings to us. When our minds are occupied with gloomy and anxious thoughts, we cannot focus on important tasks, nor can we make sound decisions. Mental fatigue leads to decreased productivity, causing us to miss many opportunities for self-development and achieving significant accomplishments. For example, when we are obsessed with the fear of failure, we tend to avoid challenges and do not dare to face difficulties. This leads to us missing out on many opportunities to learn, experience, and grow. Additionally, negative thinking harms our mental and physical health. Numerous scientific studies have shown that prolonged anxiety and stress can cause health issues such as insomnia, headaches, stomach aches, and even cardiovascular diseases. Furthermore, negative thoughts weaken our immune system, making our bodies more vulnerable to diseases. When we allow negative thoughts to dominate our minds, we not only torment ourselves but also affect those around us. Our sadness, irritability, and negativity can make our loved ones feel worried, stressed, and tired as well. A concrete example of how negative thinking wastes our time can be seen clearly in the workplace. When a project encounters difficulties, if we spend too much time thinking about the worst-case scenarios and worrying about things that may never happen, we will not have enough energy and spirit to find a solution. Instead of focusing on problem-solving, we drown in meaningless worries, causing delays in project progress and a decline in work quality. Not only in work, but negative thinking also greatly affects our relationships with others. When we always think ill of others, doubt, envy, and compete with them, we cannot build sincere and sustainable relationships. Negativity creates a vicious cycle, causing us to distance ourselves from those around us and fall into a state of loneliness and isolation. Another example of how negative thinking wastes our time can be seen in daily activities. Think about how many times we have missed beautiful moments because we were preoccupied with negative thoughts about the past or worried about the future. We sit in the park, but cannot appreciate the beauty of nature around us because our minds are occupied with negative thoughts. We attend a party, but cannot enjoy the joy because we are worried about things that haven't happened yet. Instead of letting negative thoughts dominate our minds, we need to learn how to eliminate them and focus on more positive and meaningful things. One effective way to do this is through practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us live fully in the present, without being dragged by worries about the past or the future. When we pay attention to what is happening around us, we will find life more rich and meaningful. Moreover, we need to learn to change our perspective on difficulties and challenges in life. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. When facing a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I turn it into an opportunity for personal growth? By changing our perspective on difficulties, we will find them lighter and no longer a burden to the mind. In addition, we should spend time on activities that we love, which help relax and comfort the mind. Engaging in recreational, sports, and artistic activities not only helps reduce stress but also brings joy and excitement in life. When we are busy with positive things, negative thoughts will no longer have a place to exist. To illustrate the importance of eliminating negative thinking, look at the lives of successful people. They are not those who never encounter difficulties or failures, but those who know how to overcome them and not let them affect their spirits. Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, and many others have proven that by maintaining an optimistic spirit and focusing on positive things, we can overcome all difficulties and achieve great accomplishments. In reality, each of us has the ability to control our thoughts. We can choose between drowning in negative thoughts or focusing on more positive and meaningful things. By choosing to focus on positive things, we not only make our lives more beautiful, but also save a lot of precious time. Think about a typical day. How much time do you spend worrying, feeling sad, and thinking about negative things? If you can replace those moments with positive thoughts, how will your life change? You will feel lighter, happier, and achieve more success. An effective way to eliminate negative thoughts is to practice gratitude. Each day, spend a few minutes thinking about the good things you have in life. This will help you focus on positive things and feel more satisfied with your current life. Additionally, sharing joy and gratitude with those around you also helps create a positive environment, spreading good energy. A specific example of practicing gratitude can be seen through a friend's story. He used to be someone who always thought negatively, worried about everything, and felt life was dull. However, after attending a gratitude course, he began to change his perspective on life. Each day, he spends time writing down things he is grateful for, from small things like a morning cup of coffee to significant things like family and friends. As a result, he became happier, more confident, and achieved more success in his work. We can also learn from the success stories of those around us. Another friend of mine who had failed in business many times, but instead of drowning in failure, he always maintained an optimistic spirit and kept learning. He often said, "Every failure is a valuable lesson, helping me understand myself and the business environment better." Thanks to that spirit, he built a successful business and became an inspiration to many others. Finally, remember that negative thinking never brings anything good. They only cause us to waste time, energy, and health. Instead, focus on positive things, find joy in small things, and continuously develop yourself. Number 13, practicing mindfulness for peace. Life is full of ups and downs, challenges and storms that we face every day. The pressures from work, family, and society can make us feel exhausted, stressed, and lose our inner peace. In this context, practicing mindfulness and living in the present becomes an effective method to help us enhance our inner strength, maintain tranquility, and overcome difficulties sustainably. Mindfulness is a mental state in which we are fully focused on the present, clearly recognizing what is happening around and within us without judgment. When practicing mindfulness, we do not let our minds be pulled by past thoughts or worries about the future. Instead, we live fully in the present moment, enjoying the good things and learning to accept difficulties calmly. Living mindfully helps us reduce stress and anxiety, improve mental and physical health, enhance concentration and creativity, and build better relationships with others. Mindfulness helps us understand and empathize with others more, thereby creating sincere and lasting relationships. At the same time, it helps us develop ourselves, draw lessons from mistakes and failures. To train our ability to view things objectively, we can practice mindfulness meditation, focus on the senses, practice gratitude, accept things that cannot be changed, and practice forgiveness. Specific examples of practicing mindfulness in work, family, and recreation show that when we fully focus on the task at hand, we not only complete the work more efficiently, but also reduce stress. When spending quality time with family by listening and understanding their emotions, we will build sincere and lasting relationships. And when participating in recreational activities, we will enjoy the present moment and not let our minds be drawn by thoughts of work or worries about the future. Practicing mindfulness and living in the present is an art that helps us enhance our inner strength, overcome life's storms. By focusing on the present moment, we can find peace, happiness, and comprehensive personal development. Start with small changes in your thoughts and actions every day, and you will see life become more beautiful and meaningful. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me on this journey of exploring ways to cultivate positivity in our lives. I hope the insights shared in this video have inspired and equipped you with valuable tools to face the inevitable challenges and setbacks that life throws our way. The pursuit of joy and optimism isn't always easy, but I believe that each of us has the power to shift our perspectives and create a more meaningful life. Remember, positivity is not just an emotion, it's a choice, a habit that we need to practice daily. If this video has touched your heart or motivated you to live a more positive life, please share it with your loved ones. And don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Let's build a community that radiates joy and positivity, where we can share, learn, and grow together. Please leave your thoughts, feelings, and stories in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your valuable feedback.